Hi everyone, I'm back home now after spending a week away on a ship watching my son Angelo and his band Collateral play along with some other bands and with Bon Jovi as well, so it's pretty exciting, and I even got a chance to sing on stage myself, so it was all very, very exciting. My son Angelo has always loved Bon Jovi, and so it was really special to see him actually meet him and support him on this cruise. Really special to see your child following his dream. But I'm back now, and I've been out on a few outings along the Thames and the Thames estuary, and this video is going to be a little bit of a mixture of outings. I hope you enjoy it. Here's a nice musical themed piece of pottery which I've just picked out of the mud. It's always fun when you turn a piece over and find a lovely picture on it, and this has got a man playing a harp. I think it's a harp, yeah, it is a harp. Actually, it could be one of those little goat men. What are they called? I can't remember. It could be one of them, but whatever it is, he's playing a harp. First thing that caught my eye down here was this, which is a spent 303 round by the looks of it, but on top of it, see that round up bit, is that? And I thought, oh, what's that? Maybe it's a bottle top. So that's the spent 303 round, but this, I can see the broad arrow on it already, and it feels like it's made of lead, and it's rather nice, look. It's got the broad arrow there, 408, and on the other side again, 408. So I don't know what that was, some form of tag anyway, or not a tag, but like a token or something. 408. I can see two things here. There's like a lens. Nice bit of iridescence on that, isn't there? And there's also a bottle under here. I wonder if it's a whole one. Let's have a look. It's probably a milk bottle. They seem to like bringing milk bottles down here back in the day. Or what is this actually? Maybe it's not milk. Ah, it's a local bottle because I think it's got Plumstead on the bottom. It's always nice to find some local bits of history. Let's give it a little rinse and see what it says. Well, I've given it a rinse off. I'm not normally a massive fan of bottles, but because this has got a local maker on it from Plumstead, it says Macintosh. And it's whole, so I'm going to take that just so I can have a look up a little bit about the history of the company. Here we are, look, can you see it? Macintosh. And on the other side, there we are, look, Plumstead. So I'll put that down by the wall and pick it up on my way home and try and get some of that mud out of it as well. Well, last week seems like a million miles away now. I'm being surrounded by all these rock stars and excitement. So I've been feeling a little bit flat, but I've just seen something to lift my spirits down here. Can you spot it? I'm sure you can. It's just there. This looks lovely. Probably an early sort of 1800s pipe by the looks of it. So let's get it out and have a closer look. Let's just gently take away the mud surrounding this pipe. And here we have it. Just look at that, it's made a beautiful imprint where it's been in there for so long. Probably about 200 years. I think this pipe dates back to probably around about 1820 or so, if not earlier. Wonderful. See that nice long spur with the initial of the maker on the side. I'm going to give it a little rinse off so we can see the maker's mark a little clearer. There it is. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to plant this pipe here in the mud whilst I investigate this bit here poking out, and let's see if there's anything on the end of this. It's always that thrill of anticipation. Let's see if there's anything on the end of this pipe stem. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, actually, I think there is. Oh, a nice long one. Ooh, here it comes. Look at that beauty. It's very black, it's been in the mud for years and years and years and years and years. At least 200 years. But it will fade very quickly. There we are. Look at that. Beautiful. On there it says Allen and Hanbury's Plough Court EC. Super. Do you love a name on an object? Who knows where it will take us? Nothing like a good spot of mudlarking and finding some interesting objects to research to get you over a fit of the blues when you've been away with everyone and then you come back and you feel a bit sad. One thing I've learned over the years is always to turn over pieces of pottery that I see on the foreshore. And I just saw one. Where's it gone? Let's find it. Oh no, it's not that one. No, it's over here. And I wasn't going to turn it over initially. And I did, and I can see something quite interesting on it. And it's great how they often just break in the right place, like that one with the harp that I found the day before yesterday. And this one also has a little person on it. Let's go give it a wash off. Okay, I found a little rock pool. Let's have a look. Give this a little wash. There, just look at that. Isn't that great? lovely surprise. There's a teeny bottle here. There's always a lot of milk bottles down here, but this one is teeny. I haven't seen one this small before. That's rather cute. Look at that. I'll have to take that one and give it a rinse. Lovely. I was just collecting the Plumstead bottle before sort of heading back. The tide's on the way in, and I nearly stepped right on this little beauty. Just look at that. Look at this beautiful pipe. Isn't that stunning? It's a knobbly one. Let's get that out. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at that. A nice knobbly pipe. You see this button here. Oh good, it's got the name of somebody on it. It also looks local. W. Guide from Woolwich. I'm just searching amongst these rocks here, and I've just seen a nice ornate piece of pottery down here. Looks like it's got a dragon or something on it. Dragon or a phoenix or something, but I've actually found some of this before in the same area, so it's probably part of the same pot. About a year ago, I think. It's like a real bird party. It's amazing. They're all really enjoying the black breeze. Knelt down to pick up this red piece of glass, and I noticed this little creature here, look. tiny black cat. I think that was probably out of a Victorian cracker. A little gift in a cracker. Just pulled this out of the mud. It looks like it was a little pot at one point, but it's got like a Star of David on the top. Oh dear, there's a little seagull here. It looks like he's broken a wing or something. I'm not quite sure what to do. Oh dear of him. Well, I've managed to give him some water and he seems to be drinking a bit. It's quite heartbreaking when you come across birds or animals in this state, because actually I have no idea what to do and I didn't bring my phone today. Hi everyone, thank you very much for watching. I'm now going to do a little roundup of the objects which featured in today's video, which was made up of 2 or 3 different outings. And as you can see, it's mostly quite a lot of rubbish, things that people have thrown away, old pipes, old bottles, broken pottery, but it's the stories behind these objects which are so fascinating, and it's always that, I think, which means a lot more to me than the value of the objects that I find. I mean, it's lovely to find gold, of course, and precious stones, but these objects provide an opportunity to do some research and find out about local history, history in general, and just find out about the stories behind the objects. So let's start with this token here, which has got the crow's foot on it. It's marked with 408 and it's quite thick and heavy. It's not unlike some of the brass tags that I've found on previous outings, which are a lot thinner though, and they all have holes in. And these, I believe, were used when people were taking out tools from a factory and then they had to be given back when they were putting the tools back. Now this is a lot thicker, as I said, it has no hole and it has the crow's foot there, and I'm wondering if it could be perhaps related to the convicts on a prison hulk, perhaps moored up along the Woolwich foreshore. I did a little bit of research and came across a couple of examples that were quite similar. And the token could have been issued perhaps to a convict leaving to work in the Royal Arsenal and then turned back in on return. A lot of the convicts who were on the boats or the prison hulks along the Woolwich foreshore used to be working in the Royal Arsenal during the day. So could this be the case? Could this have been a convict's token that he had to give back when he got back to the prison hulk in the evening? And also, in the Museum of Applied Arts and Sciences in Australia, there's a similar token there featured, a convict token made of copper alloy, which was used by the convict to give them the authority to draw rations from government stores, and it's very, very similar to this. So I'm rather hoping that that's what it is. Of course, it might be nothing of the sort, but I'm hoping that this had something to do with a convict on one of the prison hulks moored up along the Woolwich foreshore. So now moving on to this bottle here, which is from Macintosh Limited in Plumstead. Now, Macintosh Limited were primarily a local mineral water company. Plumstead is very close to Woolwich, and they were founded in the 1870s, and their speciality was ginger beer. Now, this bottle is just so clean, considering it's been in the mud for so long. And the lovely thing is that this vulcanite bottle stopper, which I found today, with 813 on it, or 8/13ths, the likes of which I haven't found before, by the way, fits perfectly into this Macintosh bottle with a very satisfying squeaky sound, and it's a perfect fit. So this probably had a vulcanite bottle stopper in it at one point. So this would have held mineral water probably, or maybe ginger beer. And there is the vulcanite bottle stopper that I found that same day. Moving on to the next bottle, this one, which kind of reminds me of the little milk bottles that we were given as children at school, in infant school, although this is probably older, I hasten to add. And it's from Express Dairy, and it had yoghurt in it, yoghurt milk. So again, it's really clean considering it's been stuck in the mud for so long. It seems to me that a lot of the people that worked along that stretch of the foreshore used to take down bottles of milk and yoghurt and all sorts, and then drink it all and then chuck it all in the mud. Not very different, I suppose, to the way that people do tend to discard plastic bottles quite carelessly, but these ones sink and get stuck in the mud, and there's something just a little bit more special and nice about them than finding plastic bottles. Here is our last bottle here, which belongs to Allen and Hanbury's, obviously a little bit older than these two. Allen and Hanbury's from Plough Court, EC in London. Now, Allen and Hanbury's were actually founded in 1715 in Old Plough Court, and they were a British pharmaceutical manufacturer. They mainly used to produce some absolutely delicious, delightful products such as cod liver oil, malt products, jujubes, whatever a jujube is, and milk food for infants. So lots and lots of tasty things, probably taken down there by somebody who maybe had a little bit of indigestion. And anyway, they were acquired by Glaxo in 1958. And actually, if you look up Allen and Hanbury's, there's a lot that's been written about them. There's quite an interesting history to look at from that company, all about the people that ran it, etc. So there's my bottles. Now let's move on to the clay pipes. As you know, they are some of my favourite finds. And whenever I find a clay pipe, I always have a look in my clay pipe book to see if I can identify the age. Now these two here, very similar kind of age really, they come from the sort of early to mid 1800s. They've both got maker's marks on the heel. Now this one has got a W and an O, so I haven't actually looked up who it could be yet, but I probably will. And it's got a really nice seam of leaves here, which was often used to cover up the imperfections during the moulding process. So that's rather nice. But my favourite pipe that I found on that outing is this knobbly pipe here. It's just great, so sort of tactile, nice and knobbly. It's almost as if it's got braille on it. It doesn't have a maker's mark, and it's probably a little later, so probably the late 1800s, this one. What else? Oh, there's a little bit of local history which I drew a complete blank on, unfortunately. This little brass button, it's got W Guide on it, G-Y-D-E, from Woolwich, and I was hoping I was going to find evidence of some kind of tailor's or a clothes shop in Woolwich. However, I haven't managed to do so. I have found a few W guides in the area, but as to why there is actually a button with the name W Guide on it, I'm not sure. I haven't managed to find anything. So if anybody can find out any information about W Guide, then please let me know. I'd be thrilled to hear if anybody can find anything on them. Maybe probably William, I would have thought. William or Walter. What else have we got here? We've got a couple bits of broken pottery. I like this one. It's sort of oriental and it looks as if there's a clay pipe coming in from the side there. I'm not too sure what this person is doing. This one is great. It's this man, or a half goat, half man, playing a harp. We've got this little dog here. Now I think this dog could be the cartoon Bonzo. It reminds me of Bonzo. Do you know? Is that Bonzo? We've also got a little tiny glass cat, which probably came out of a Victorian early 1900s Christmas cracker, I should think. I've got a red one here somewhere that's exactly the same. Little piece of pottery here with what looks like a phoenix or a dragon. And this little tiny pot, very corroded, very delicate, with what looks like a Star of David on it. Have I forgotten anything? I usually miss something else, but I think that is pretty much everything. Oh, of course there was the sadder find of the seagull. I wasn't going to put it in, but then I thought I would, just to show you that I met this little seagull on one of the outings. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything I could do. I was miles from anywhere, I didn't have a phone, and to be honest with you, I was a little nervous of him, because even though he was obviously not able to walk, he certainly had a very sharp beak on him, and as I was trying to give him some water and some food, he was not very happy. So I didn't really fancy my chances of trying to carry him like a mile down the road. So I left him there, and I guess nature will take its course. Unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. So I just want to say now, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for your comments and your feedback on my previous videos. Welcome to any new subscribers. What I am going to do now, and you may not wish to watch this part, but there's just going to be a little bit now about the cruise that I went on to watch my son Angelo when he played with his band Collateral, supporting Bon Jovi. Those people who have been subscribed to me for a little while will be aware that Angelo won the opportunity, largely thanks to a lot of you who voted for him, that he won the opportunity with his band Collateral to support Bon Jovi on a Mediterranean cruise. And it was a chance in a lifetime, and I got the opportunity to go along and watch him. And so I've put together a few little bits of footage which are going to follow this. So feel free to switch off now, I won't be offended, but you might like to watch a little bit of it. And I also had the opportunity to sing on stage with the Kings of Suburbia, Bon Jovi's band when he's not playing with his usual band. And that was such a fantastic experience. And you can also, if you want to, no obligation, you can also watch me doing that in a video which will pop up in the corner of this screen, up in the corner somewhere, probably up here. And feel free to watch me having a ball on stage with the Kings of Suburbia. So thanks again. I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope you enjoy these little clips of Bon Jovi and Angelo, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you. guys, so you're here now at the Norwegian Pearl, so how are you feeling?
Good.
Great.
Hot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry.
How are you feeling, Jack?
Great, actually.
So, you are playing tonight, right?
Yeah. Playing tonight. 9 o'clock. Be there. The atrium.
I don't think you've got much of a choice.
Atrium, or whatever.
Somewhere in there.
Okay, this is vast.
We need
This
him
is
as well.
huge.
Todd,
Todd.
did you get any Pueblo? I haven't yet. I was planning to get any Pueblo.
And here is Todd coming very coolly down the road, or the runway, should I say.
May not.
Alright guys,
I
look
was hoping they had somewhere in there. Yeah, they will. They'll set it on the boat.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you all later,
Yeah.
rocking that ship. Where are you playing?
The atrium.
The atrium tonight, 9 PM.
Excellent.
Be there. Big stage.
Be there.
Scenic, anyway. Film it when you're
Very nice to see you too, Jack. I should come and give you a big kiss in a minute.
I need a...
Angelo, can you tell me a little bit about your coat?
Lauren made this, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
With loads of different material, as you can see. Got carpet binding as tassels.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Got a World War, what's that? World War One.
Yeah, now, yeah, you've got a button that I found in the River Thames on there, which isn't that amazing? Just think where that button has been.
Yeah, and now it's going to be on there.
I know, on that huge, massive, great ship. Just look at it. Well, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah.
What's good about this boy? 1, 2, 3. With fire in his eyes, he learned to sing before he even learned to cry. He looked hard in the mirror with a record in hand, just too big for this town.